what's up? Just had another quick little idea. I want to do something else. A lot of people like to talk about the differences in technology and the way things are evolved and everything. People love to debate, especially with hobbies, I think, or almost anything really. And I don't think in a lot of ways leadership or politics or military is a really good comparison because the way everything would have to be completely different. You're basically rewriting the whole thing. Like to say, like, how would Gandhi use the internet? I think you're just changing so much. Like, what would he do with Twitter? It's not really a fair comparison. It's interesting if you want to have fun with it, but personally, my 2 cents as a hobbyist, it just doesn't. It's not fair. I think it applies more to something like sports. Like everybody loves to say is like if Babe Ruth showed back up today, he'd still be the best. Well, would he? It's a ever debate. Just I picked obviously the easiest name to drop in pretty much all of sports. But I also like to think of the other way. It's like, would Michael Jordan be any good when basketball first started? It's gotten more and more contact. I mean, basketball is a step away from football, just taller at this point. But to bring it back, where that would have been fouls were a lot more common, things like that. And you think like Dr. J, another name drop. I'm trying to keep it easy for the non-sports people here. How he was running around in basically Chuck Taylors, and obviously Chuck Taylor. The flat-bottomed shoes. Jordan for Jordan's. Like, we like to prep up and say like how would these people react today, but I don't think we take in these little things about like how the game changes or technology changes. Like we've seen it actually with like the huge boom in technology for vehicles. Someone like Jackie Stewart, who's been racing cars for decades, maybe even 5 decades, pushing 6 now, and that guy can still drive. But would Eddie Rickenbacker, who was a World War I fighter pilot and race car driver, I mean, isn't that pretty cool? It's every little boy's dream, and by little boy, would he still could he do a dogfight today? How would he be at the hands of a F-22 Raptor or a Bugatti? Or vice versa. You take Sebastian Vettel or Lewis Hamilton, and you put them in something old. I mean, we've seen them goof around and stuff like that when they've done Top Gear, but how would they really do when they have to go and hand crank the car, try to get that thing running before they even get in? The pit crew is you and a hammer. People like to talk about them for fun, but I think if you want to actually, for some reason, figure it out on a scientific basis, which I think there's like a show about that, but it just looked terrible, or I imagined it and it wasn't a good idea, which possibly this whole video is that, but there's just a lot of factors they kind of leave out, and they just talk about like the individual they want to have the comparison, or the team or idea that does that. I mean, it's just it just kind of intrigues me to think about that, and I'd kind of like to see, like a hot pitcher like Madison Bumgarner. How's he going to do going up and throwing 100 pitches, 150 pitches every day, 4 days in a row? Like, I mean, that's how pitchers used to be. And I don't mean to take anything away from pitching. It's turned into its own art, and we've learned that you really can't do that as efficiently, hence we do it the way we do. But would he be able to keep up back then? So, I don't know. Obviously some of the hottest fastballs today are significantly faster than they used to be, and people focus on those little things, but not the whole picture. And I don't know. I'm kind of a geek with that stuff, so just wanted to rant about it for a minute.